All right, welcome to our political show here at the 10 TV. My name is Kiprop Manu, the co-host, and we are going to dissect about the state of the nation and the politics of the country. Okay, I want to welcome our guest here. Feel very welcome to our studio. Thank you. Feel a lot of pressure here. Okay, you can just begin by first giving us about the introduction about yourself as a political analyst.
Yeah, thank you very much, Marlon, for inviting me. It's always a pleasure to be on this platform. As always, my name is Austin Adika, and I'm a political analyst, and I do a lot of advocacy on matters of political matters. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, Adika Austin. Okay, well, let's discuss about this matter, the state of the nation and the politics.
Yeah.
How is the state of the politics currently as we speak right now?
I think putting in mind that 2027 is just around the corner, I think as a nation, it's that we are at that moment whereby we are the politician, the political class are trying to come together, form alliances so that they can, all eyes are being geared towards 2027 elections. But on the other hand, for the common Mwananchi, it is a moment of discovery. It's a moment, I can say on my own views, that we are in a kind of political awakening when you see youths going out on the streets, pointing things out the way they are, saying that this is bad, this has to be corrected, this has to do this. Because we are in that moment of discovery as a nation whereby we need change. The youths in this generation needs change in that political aspect or in the political view. That is why we have this uprising that we see currently.
Okay, you spoke about the Gen Z protests. Recently, in this current government, if you compare with the last government, what is your viewpoint about the recent protests of the Gen Z? If you compare the
I think the last government, all the way from 2022 2023 going backwards, every protest that we've been having has been politically stirred up. And as most of people normally like to put it, it is tribal, whereby there's one man who will wake up in the morning and say, let us go to the streets, let us go and demonstrate fighting this and this, and people will go out. But when you analyze us from last year, 2024, the protest has been youth-based, whereby unlike the other time, it was elders going out to the streets and people from a particular community were the one who were going to the streets to protest. But when you analyze from 2024 coming up to this point, you'll see that it is people. There are some places where you've never heard of protests during the last regime. Places like Wasingishu, places like Murana, Kiambu, in those specific areas. But when you analyze us from last year, there's been an uprising nearly in all the counties. Nearly out of the 47 counties, at least 43 counties have had this protest. And it is just because of what I've mentioned, the youths need change right now. Because maybe just as a follow-up, the reason why they keep on, they have the anger to go to the streets, it is because of the promises that were given. During the campaign of the regime that is currently in government, there were many promises that were given out to the youths. And them going to the streets, it is because most of these things are not being met.
Okay. Okay, as a political analyst, if you sit on that docket of the president as an advisor, how can you advise the president to end the protest in the country?
I think if I was in the position to be able to advise the president on these matters,
yes,
what I would advise him is to listen to the voice of the youths. And listening to the voice of the youths that does not mean you calling the opposition party to come and have a conversation with you. It is about you going and trying to inquire. go sit with your cabinet. Let us see what is causing this anger, what is causing this rate that is currently in these people. And when you are able to identify the loopholes where this rage or this anger might be coming from, there's a way that you can handle them. Because right now, I can say that, but the people that are advising the president as at now, we can classify them as blind because they are seeing things which are happening, but they are ignoring. They are saying, oh, and you heard most of them speaking, many of them saying that, oh, CG, they are AI generated photos, they are I don't know what. So the mentality of the people who are advising the president, it is somehow wrong. And I think it is to call for a conference, call for a sit down, be able to analyze what are these youths going through and how can we be able to help them.
Okay, Mr. Christy, President, after the Sabasaba protest, came out in Nairobi and directed the police officers to shoot Melek. What's your opinion on this?
I think that is a very I can call it a very absurd moment because you cannot you as a president you are as a president you are supposed to be a symbol of unity. So when you call for people to be shot, it means that maybe there is something that the mentality that you are creating, the gap that is there between the youths and the government, you are widening that gap. Because what shall happen is that now when they go to the protest, they will be viewing these police officers as enemies. So you are creating enmity between the citizens and the government and the police. So you'll find that there's going to be chaos the next time that these people will go out to protest because whenever they see a policeman, they just want to attack them because of the mentality that these people are coming with orders to be able to kill us or to be able to shoot us or to injure us or to harm us. But as you see over the last series of protests, the Gen Zs have been even offering first aids to officers when they are injured. So the president on his part, I think that was a mistake that I think he should, as I've said, call for a meeting. Sit down with these youths. You cannot be able to call all of them, obviously, to come and sit down. But from the people that you can be able to have access to, try to look at the loopholes where what is causing this. Is it because the level of the current cost of living is high? See how you can subsidize and do 1, 2, 3 things.
Okay, as we finalize our topic here on our show here, let me just ask him about the state opposition currently, the way it is. If you compare with the way we can see right now, we can see that Raila Amolo Odinga is in government, but how do you compare when he was in opposition and the current opposition is?
I think one thing that is in the state of the opposition, I can currently say that according to me, Kenya doesn't have an official opposition party because right now the party that was playing the opposition role has come into government. So with the coming of the DCP party, of course that those are people, they were in government before, just some few months ago, they were in government. So because one was just out of government, he decided now to go and start an opposition party. But you'll find that the issues that the people are fighting for are not being addressed by this opposition party because this opposition party is just geared towards attacking the government, saying this government has done this. I don't know what has been happening in the government. And my question has always been, why did these people speak while they were still in government? Why wait till you've been chased away, then come and talk? It is because the reason why you are not talking is because you are benefiting from it. So, as we say that in Kenya, that corruption, well, in many countries in Africa, corruption is legal until it is legal if you are part of it. But when it comes to a point that you are not benefiting from that, the fruits of corruption, right now you find that it now becomes illegal. So they were not speaking while they were in government. They wait, then immediately after they've been chased away, now they are the people's savior. They are speaking of all the bad things that are happening in government. That is sensational. But the people who can be able to, I think now the youth have decided to stand up for themselves. They've decided to be outspoken about their issues because the role of the opposition party is to fact check the government. And if they're not doing that, fact checking the government or doing their part as the official opposition, there's a gap. So that is why the youth have decided now to come by themselves and fill that gap and ensure that they can be able to push for change.
Okay, thank you very much, Adika Austin, for your time. Okay, in about 30 seconds, how can you sum up about this elimination politics as your final remarks as we close the section?
As my final call to the youth of this nation, even when we are pushing on with the protest and everything that politically we've been given the rights to do, let us ensure that we don't break people's property. Let us ensure that as we are doing whatever we are doing, I know there's involvement of hired goons by maybe some few people in government or people who are in leadership positions, and you've had people in government talking about that a couple of times. So let us ensure that we desist from ruining whatever we've created, because these things that you're going to destroy, you go destroy this shop and that shop and that shop. Tomorrow you'll need to go and buy sugar from that shop. And the government, let us not be blind. Let us not behave as if we are not seeing, and let us not behave as if we are not hearing the cries of the youths out there, because there is a concern that they are trying to raise, and if that concern is not raised, then Kenya might be on the verge of becoming um, a war zone nation, and we don't need the likes of Somalia type of country to come in Kenya. That is my call.
Okay, thank you very much, Adika Austin, for your time. That's been our guest. Thank you very much. I feel pleasure being to come to us to speak more about the state of the politics in the country.
Thank you.
All right, has been your host, Kipra Malon. See you next time at the same place, same time. Goodbye.